You're watching ABC10 Plus Tonight.
Hello, I'm Laura Painter. You're watching ABC10 Plus Tonight. An elementary school counselor is arrested accused of sexually assaulting students. Investigators say there could be more victims. Then, the San Joaquin County Office of Emergency Services has a drone team now. How this technology is expected to help during emergencies. And we hit the back roads. John Bartel takes us to the Bay Area to visit the Crockett Museum full of stuff. ABC10 Plus Tonight starts right now.
And we start tonight with a possible reason why the rent is high. Some of the country's largest rental companies and a software company have been accused of a pricing scheme in an antitrust lawsuit that a California congressman is bringing back to light. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen joins us now to explain what's going on and how it could impact you.
Alex, California and other states have sued a software company and major property management companies of unfairly raising rent. According to the lawsuit, some of these property management companies have impacted areas like Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto. Congressman Josh Harder tells me he wants to work with the Trump administration to help reimburse some of these people who have unknowingly been paying high rent.
We have a saying, the rent eats first, and I mean that's still very much the case.
Shanti Singh is with Tenants Together, a California organization that advocates for renters. With the rising cost of living in the state and an ongoing housing crisis, Singh says it's problematic to see some companies allegedly taking advantage of renters, using software to artificially and unlawfully raise rent in the state.
What's really sort of sinister about the RealPage issue is that a lot of tenants don't necessarily know that this is happening to them. It's clearly happening at a significant enough scale to be worried about it, but it's hard to make that connection.
In January, the California Department of Justice sent an amended lawsuit to include 7 property management companies and the company RealPage, saying they participated in algorithmic pricing schemes that harmed renters. California is one of 10 states that filed the lawsuit. California Attorney General Rob Bonta says this lawsuit is his attempt at holding RealPage, property management companies, and landlords accountable who possibly profited by increasing rent prices. Now, California Congressman Josh Harder is speaking out.
We're living with the repercussions of high rental prices every day, and it's outrageous that this investigation shows that Stockton is one of the worst culprits for these corporate landlords.
Congressman Harder says property companies in Sacramento and Modesto have used the software to set rent, and he's demanding accountability. He wants to work with the Trump administration to find a solution.
First, we have to make sure that these corporate landlords who have engaged in illegal activities to raise rents are held accountable. Second, I want to make sure that they have to return those artificially high rents back to the renters who paid them in the first place.
RealPage tells ABC10 it's filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit and that its software does not violate antitrust laws or fix prices in any way, adding its products are built to be legally compliant.
All right, bringing in Jeannie, who's been following this for us. Now, you reached out to the California Rental Housing Association. They represent rental housing owners. What did they have to say about this whole case?
Well, Alex, the organization says it does support policies that expand housing supply and affordability and acknowledge data-driven tools and software can be helpful, but setting rental prices must comply with fair competition laws. Now, the organization tells me it'll continue to work with stakeholders and policymakers to ensure a fair and sustainable rental housing market. I have posted their full statement on our website at abc10.com.
All right, Jeannie, thank you so much. And we also want to mention, here's what Zillow says is the average cost of rent across California is. A 1-bedroom, about $2,150. A 2-bedroom, $2,750. A 3-bedroom, though, $3,600. California's average rent is about 36% higher than the national average, which sits at about $2,010.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Painter. First at 5, a disturbing arrest in our community. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office arrested a school counselor and youth group leader charged with multiple lewd acts with children. ABC 10's Devin Truby joins us in studio now. And Devin, I understand a detective told you there are several aspects about this case that have them concerned. Explain.
Yeah, Laura, the first is that his access to children in his role as a school counselor and church youth group leader. The second, they say, well, there could be more victims out there as investigators share this information across the state.
A shocking arrest made in a Roseville neighborhood Wednesday. Won Young Kim, a counselor at Charles Peck Elementary in Carmichael and youth group leader at Bayside Church in Roseville, charged with 8 counts of lewd acts with a child under 14, 2 counts of lewd acts with a child under 14 by force.
There were several incidents, and it's basically the kids were seeking counseling. They had something going on in their life they needed to talk about, and he was the counselor that they were supposed to trust.
Detective Axelson says the 2 girls were about 9 and 10 when the alleged incidents occurred. According to the San Juan Unified School District, Kim started working at Charles Peck Elementary School in August 2020 and was placed on leave in September of 2024. That's when the Roseville Police Department says they started investigating his role as a youth group leader at Bayside Church in Roseville. Bayside Church tells ABC10 they learned about, quote, awkward and inappropriate texts between Kim and a minor. The church says they notified parents, reported it to police, and fired Kim from his role. In a statement, they said, "We conducted a background check as we do with all student ministry volunteers. This did not reveal anything of concern."
The best way to prevent stuff like this from happening is more so from parents' perspective. They have to talk to their kids, they have to educate their kids.
Which is exactly what Ashley Noble, mother of 3 past and present Charles Peck Elementary School students, finds herself doing.
I have to go pick her up from after school program and talk to her and see if she has anything that she wants to share with me that could have happened.
Noble says Kim was a counselor to 2 of her daughters. Her daughter Victoria was at Peck when the alleged incidents occurred. Kim was also her counselor.
And you're supposed to be able to trust that person and communicate with them about things that have been going on with you. And to hear that he was doing horrible things like that, that shocked me, and I was really upset.
Detectives also say Kim worked at several schools in Southern California and a Korean cultural center in Sacramento.
There could be a lot of victims out there that haven't come forward.
San Juan Unified School District is encouraging families to have conversations with their students and let them know that support is available. They sent this statement saying, quote, "The safety and well-being of our students is always our top priority. Prior to beginning service, all employees are subject to a thorough background check, and we investigate all reports of inappropriate behavior." Kim will be arraigned tomorrow. He remains in Sacramento County Jail, ineligible for bail. Laura.
All right, Devin, keep us posted. Thank you. Taking emergency preparedness and response to new heights. That's what the Office of Emergency Services in San Joaquin County is trying to do with a new drone program, all funded by state grants. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has an exclusive first-hand look at this new technology.
This is not your typical drone.
It's one of the thermal imaging cameras.
But then again, Jordan DeStefans' team at the San Joaquin County Office of Emergency Services doesn't deal with typical situations.
We can do search and rescue. We've trained on that. We've done open water training with different rescue operations, as well as being able to provide actionable data to incident commanders on scene.
Like during this fire a week ago inside a Woodbridge home undergoing pest control treatment.
We were able to provide thermal imaging to them.
From thermal imaging to LiDAR imaging.
It's basically being able to collect elevation data.
Jordan says the fleet of 3, soon to be 4 drones is not just for emergencies.
Everything from hazard mitigation, so coming out here on the levees to identify issues before they become a problem.
When the levee here on Victoria Island partially collapsed back in October, it was all of these acres of farmland that were most at risk. But in a county where there are hundreds of miles of similar levee systems, in some communities the threat is much more serious. That's why officials are hoping this new tool will help mitigate that threat.
So this is saving the engineering firms and the reclamation districts a lot of time. We're able to come out and map a levee in a couple of hours.
But the team has to be called out by the reclamation districts first, at least for now.
Currently we have 3 drone pilots in the office and 2 in the training pipeline. We've really just gotten our feet under us.
For abnormal situations on the ground, now a state-of-the-art tool in the sky.
Office of Emergency Services is here to continue to expand our emergency response capabilities.
In San Joaquin County, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Gabriel, thank you. A taste of spring as we round out the month, but March is coming in like a lion, kind of like a wintry lion.
Yeah, I know, a baby lion, because we're not going to see a huge whopper of a storm, but what it's going to do is really be the disruptor to this spring weather, as Laura was noting how wonderful it's been outside. Weak weather system just pulsing through Southern California is bringing us some high-level clouds. No precipitation for us locally, bigger weather system off the coast. This is the player that opens us up and really disrupts this weather pattern. For tomorrow, we're going to see a warm end to February. Get the sunglasses out, more sunshine in the forecast, but change is coming and they're looming. Saturday, we start off with patchy morning fog, then increasing clouds, cooler conditions. Sunday is our weather impact alert day. That's when we get the valley showers. Sierra snow level at 4,000 to 5,000 feet. That means Pollock Pines and places like even Applegate potentially getting some snow showers. You know how those trucks are going to be pulling over, checking for chains. Delays in the Sierra very likely. Monday, we're looking at isolated showers. Sierra snow level dropping even more, down to 3,500 to 4,500 feet. But at that point, we see less in the way of accumulation. Highs for today. Meantime, what a flip-flop of conditions. We were in the low to mid 70s up and down the valley, 70s along the coast as well as the foothills, 50s and low 60s for the Sierra. And we're going to look at 48 hours later, and all of a sudden it's going to be snow. All right, right now we're looking at sunny skies in the Big Mountain backyard. We're at 67 for Sacramento, Stockton 71, as well as Marysville. Modesto right now at 69, and Tahoe currently at 47 degrees. That sunset is just about a half hour away at 4:57. Looking at that forecast for the next several days, you can see how the colder weather, those contours really shifting from the unseasonably warm conditions to unseasonably cool conditions. Now that's going to favor that lowering snow elevation as well. The weak low pressure system kind of cut off from the mainstream is going to move through Southern California with very little impact. The next one in line, though, on Sunday, that's the bigger impact player. It not only brings areas of rain, but also snow for the Sierra. I pulled this out just a little bit because here's some good news with this system. Look at this. It goes all the way into Southern California, drought stricken. They are finally going to get benefits from this incoming system. For so long this season, everything has been shooting up to the north of I-80, but this time around, we're actually going to get some measurable rain. Coming in at about 1/4 inch or so for the valley, about 1 inch or so for the foothills. But keep in mind, some of that at the lower elevations is going to be a mix of rain and snow with about 1 to 10 inches of snow possible for the Sierra. In the meantime, quite the contrary, 50s to near 60 for the Sierra tomorrow with 70s down low, and along the coast, we'll see highs in the 70s, almost 80 for Fairfield and Vacaville. Central Valley, we're looking at highs in the 70s as well. Roseville, 75, as well as Folsom. Yuba City, Turlock, we're at 77. And just like that, we turn the page of the calendar and we get into the showery and cool weather. Here it comes with our weather impact alert on Sunday. Get out the umbrellas. Just after we got out the shorts and flip-flops and the sunscreen, we're right back to it. Coats, umbrellas, and something to protect your footwear as well.
So typical. I mean, I have to say nature is really loving this stretch that we've had this week because I've seen every type of bird and heard every type of bird. They are just out and about loving it.
I know.
Monica,
So
thank
Yep.
you. We're about a month away from the A's making their Major League Baseball debut in West Sacramento. But right now, spring training is underway. And ABC 10's Matt George joins us live now from Mesa, Arizona, with all the inside scoop. Matt, how's the team looking so far?
Well, the team's looking as good as the weather is out here in Mesa, Arizona. It is beautiful. The sun is going down ahead of or over Hohokam Stadium here in Mesa. That is the home of the A's for the spring training month every single year. And today at Hohokam Stadium was an extra exciting and fun day, a highly anticipated day, because the major free agency signing for the A's this offseason was able to make his debut today in front of a crowd here at Hohokam Stadium. Now, he did give up a home run, unfortunately, in only 2 innings of work, but did strike out a batter. Ultimately, though, look, baseball is a game of both offense and defense, right? Sometimes your pitchers have to pick you up, or rather your batters have to pick your pitchers up, and that's what happened today. Luis Severino got a big boost from his offense, especially late in this game. So ultimately, he leaves with some good experience, his first pitching in front of A's fans. And he spoke with members of the media along with his catcher, Shea Langoliers, after the game.
I know every time they give me the ball, I'm going to go out there and compete. I will try to win every time they give me the ball. If they score 3 runs, I think that'll be enough. That's my mentality, every time they give me the ball. So if they score 3 runs, that'll be enough to win the game.
Obviously everybody knows he's got electric stuff. veteran guy, had a lot of success in the league, and was just excited to get out there and work with him. He's so knowledgeable about what he wants to do. He's very, calm, cool, and collected about everything, confident in himself. And, when he throws a bullpen, looks at an iPad, he knows exactly what he's trying to get to, and he knows how to get there, so it's pretty impressive.
I feel really confident about the rotation that we have. The bullpen is really good. I think if we just, try to do the simple things, at the end we're going to be good.
ABC 10's coverage of spring training is just getting started. Stay tuned for more on the 6 o'clock. Plus, you can check out all of our coverage at your leisure with the ABC 10 Plus app. Laura.
Yeah, Matt, it looks like you had a great day of baseball. Can't wait to see more of your coverage. We'll see you again at 6. Matt, thank you. You never know what you'll see out on the back roads. And tonight, John Bartell takes us to the Bay Area to visit the curious town of Crockett, where the people have amassed an odd collection of stuff.
Just off Interstate 80 in Contra Costa County, below the iconic C&H sugar refinery, there's a strange collection of what I can only describe as things.
Well, if you like oddities, you'll feel at home right here, John Bartell, making a little pit stop at the Crockett Museum.
If you walk inside the old Southern Pacific train station, you'll find the town of Crockett's most prized possessions.
Why do you have so many waffle irons?
Because these gentlemen, remember I told you the founders, they never said no.
Okay.
You bring it, we'll keep it.
The best way I can describe the Crockett Museum is by comparing it to your grandma's attic. Just an overwhelming amount of, well, stuff.
We try to be organized, but the disorganization helps create who the town of Crockett is.
Museum President Kathy Dempsey Cargo says the museum was founded in 1981 by a group of war veterans who retired from the C&H sugar refinery, the town's biggest employer.
This is a sugar town.
It is. Oh my goodness, yes, yes. It was big on sugar.
C&H stands for California and Hawaii Sugar Refining Company, and they've been refining sugarcane since 1906. You've probably used one of their sugar packets in your coffee. It's such a big refinery that President Roosevelt visited.
So he got off here, we presented him with a huge sugar cube. We're never sure that it made it back to Washington, D.C. or not.
There's a whole display on C&H sugar, including the largest sugar crystal ever made, but one of the most eye-catching displays in the museum is Joey Pallada's record-setting stuffed sturgeon. In 1983, the local boy reeled in a 9-foot monster, weighing in at a whopping 460 pounds.
I imagine all the women in town were just swooning over him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Crockett is a small town of 3,000 people, but hordes of travelers pass by every day thanks to the Carquinez Strait Bridge. In 1927, it fast-tracked automobile travel to the Bay Area.
You couldn't get across to Sacramento up here without these bridges.
More travelers meant more stuff coming into Crockett. Stuff like folk art pieces made by famed sculptor Clinton Bailey.
What is this?
Okay, this is our Horn Dog 2000.
Horn Dog.
Horn Dog, doesn't it? It's on a leash, so it can't escape.
Not a fan of folk art? Check out this scale model of St. Peter and Paul's Cathedral, built by recovering tuberculosis patients.
But you can peek inside here and see the inside.
From the world's largest wasp nest to a pile of old phones, I could go on and on about the odd collections here, but I think it's best for you to visit and see the rest yourself.
From the Crockett Museum, home of Joey Pallada's giant sturgeon, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the back roads.
It is time for What to Watch. This morning we're talking about a film people say is making history, even if it's inspired by a food truck.
So the newest sci-fi movie hits theaters in March, and in it, one character is absolutely obsessed with the perfect sauce for food. So that's why ABC 10's Marcus Allen is joining us now to tell us all about the Mickey 17 sauces truck and the film as well. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, good morning, you guys. Taking over 49er Truck Stop because Warner Brothers descended on Sacramento with its Mickey 17 food truck, 17 sauces. Robert Pattinson's character is in the future, agrees to a dangerous mission, provided that they clone him and keep bringing him back, and they do 17 times, but somehow 2 of the clones end up together, and that's against the rules, so they're just trying to keep each other alive. It's a long story. Let's go over to Karen with Warner Brothers. Why was Sacramento chosen for this?
So Sacramento is statistically one of the highly rated sci-fi communities, so they brought it to Sacramento.
I've heard this before. Toni Collette's character, we can come in on this. Toni Collette's character is obsessed with sauces, thus the 17 sauces. And yeah, I see you gawking over here. Sir, what is your name?
My name's Axel.
Axel, come over here with me. We got free chicken for you. By the way, there is a hazmat incident in the movie, thus the hazmat. I promise you this chicken has not been infected. You're fine. Would you like some chicken and some awesome sauce?
Oh, let me try it.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and hand off the chicken. Over here, if you want to take a look at the sauces, I'm going to have camera guy Don find his way over to pick any of these sauces. Camera guy Don and I have been looking around. We're both big fans of the Sticky Licky and also the Ric Flair drip. The question was asked earlier, why Ric Flair? It's because Robert Pattinson's character is connected to America's past and knows a little something about wrestling and is a bit obsessed that way. Take a look at the movie. It is awesome. It's from Bong Joon-ho. He won the Academy Award in 2019 for Parasite. He spins this movie into one of the best sci-fi meets groundhog movies I've ever seen. Not a lot in that genre, but it's awesome. Listen.
The simple fact is, we're in a state of war, and our survival is in the balance.
I got a job to do.
Mickey Barnes, fighting right to the end.
My great gift to mankind. Are you afraid to die? This time I wasn't scared.
Awesome score, awesome soundtrack, awesome movie. Mickey 17 opens March 17th back here. Axel, by the way, where are you on your way to?
I'm on my way to work.
And where do you work?
I work in Schilling Robotics over in Davis.
No way!
Oh, yes.
I want to talk about the future. This is so weirdly connected. All right, break off a sample of what kind of sauce are you trying?
I went for the Double Trouble. It's good. A little early for fried chicken, but it's good.
That's awesome. If you're a fan of the sauces, you can't get them anywhere. This isn't a commercial for chicken and sauces. Just watch the movie. Back to you.
Is Axel's last name possibly Foley? Could you ask him that?
That's a great reference when we talk about composers. Axel, we're not done with you. What's your last name?
Gunnarsson.
Okay. Yeah. Not Axl Rose. Not Axel Foley. It's that guy on his way to his robotics company. How cool is that, though? We picked the one guy out of the crowd that does robotics to talk about a movie set in the future.
Mark, good stuff. I also found out that Ric Flair drip is now a rap dance on TikTok, if you want to check that out. There's a lot going on with your shoot, and Jordan says that you should keep that outfit on all weekend for mosquitoes. So that should help, too. All right, there you go. All right, thank you all.
We know that in news, stories are filled with challenges and hardships, but incredible things are happening every day, from neighbors helping neighbors to inspiring acts of kindness. Each week, we're going to be sharing stories of people that are really making a difference in our community. Tonight in our Champions of Hope, we're introducing you to the Black Hair and Hygiene Project that's helping give people a boost of confidence.
Smells so good.
Simple hygiene items often taken for granted.
This here is Palmer's cocoa butter. This is great for your skin. I actually use this.
Are not forgotten for Faye Wilson Kennedy. She knows that feeling good in your own skin is important for everyone, especially those struggling with homelessness.
People will say, well, why don't they go get a job? You can't go get a job if you don't look well, if your hair is not cared for.
More than 3 years ago, Faye, who had been working with the unhoused in Sacramento, co-founded the Black Hair and Black Hygiene Project after learning many unhoused people didn't have what they needed to care for their skin and hair.
We came up with the idea that that's something we could do on a volunteer basis. So many of us early on actually purchased the items ourselves out of our own pocket.
A need, she says, is noticeably present in her community.
And we found that the largest population of the unhoused, both locally, statewide, and nationally, are people of African descent. We don't turn anyone away, so we make sure that there's lotion for everyone, soap for everyone, but we particularly focus on folks of African descent.
The Black Hair and Black Hygiene Project makes supply bags filled with lotions and...
This is for your hair, kind of like leave-in hair conditioner where you don't wash it out. For people of African descent, because of the texture of our hair and our skin, the products we use are a little bit different than what most people use. I like the little smaller container.
ABC10 visited Faye and her group back in December during a donation drive. They break down and bag products to serve as many people as they can.
What we do is scoop it out and put it in a smaller container. Each gift bag will have 2 to 3 of these in there.
To help people and their skin feel good.
It's not so much about beauty, but it's about protecting your hair. For us, it's more preventive. And of course, we want everyone to look good also.
And not forgotten.
The Black Hair and Hygiene Project will be hosting another event tomorrow to distribute products from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Shakur Center at 3230 Broadway in Sacramento. So if you want to find ways that you can help or if you want to donate, you can always visit clapsac.com. And look, we know there are so many more stories waiting to be told. So if you know someone that's making a difference in your community, we would absolutely love to hear about it. You can always share a story with us by emailing us at tothepoint@abc10.com.
Thank you so much for watching ABC 10 Plus tonight. We're here 24/7 on the free ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. You can get your local news and weather anytime, anywhere you stream. I'm Laura Painter. Take care and we'll see you next time.
Trust isn't given, but earned. It's built every day by doing the hard work, putting in the hours, doing the research, holding the powerful accountable, and being there when you need us most. Working hard to earn your trust every day, every newscast, every story. Watch weeknights at 6 or stream live on ABC 10 Plus.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC 10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To The Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC 10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To The Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC 10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look, it's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and Oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California. Tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.